Well, hello everyone, Pastor Al here. Something I want to talk with you about today, but I want to start by telling a story from my very young youth. I remember back when I was in elementary school, and honestly I can't remember if it was second grade, third grade, fourth grade, it was a long time ago. But I remember coming back from being off for the summer, and one of the first things my new teacher did was she gave us all a math test. Pretty much just addition and subtraction. Like a lot of teachers, she kind of wanted to see where her class was at, be sure she figured out what they needed to teach us. Now, I had learned addition and subtraction the year before. Very proud of my own math skills. I was pretty good at both of them. So I was rather astounded when she gave us the test, and I whipped right through the addition problems and got to the subtraction problems and discovered that I had forgotten how to subtract. I sat there and looked at it, and I just couldn't find the answer in my brain, and I kind of scrawled out some answers for a couple of them, but I left most of that part of the test blank, and I was humiliated. Felt like an idiot. Thought I was going to be embarrassed in front of my entire class. What I discovered was when the teacher got all the papers in and graded them and handed them back, she basically said, guess what? Almost all of you forgot how to subtract. You probably didn't use that skill over the summer that you had just learned, and you forgot it. So I'm going to teach it to you again. And sure enough, it just took one little lesson to remind almost all of us how to subtract again, and we were subtracting again happily and moving our way on to multiplication. Now, the point of it is that there are things we kind of know, we learn and are important, but if we don't continually remind ourselves of them or don't continually use them, we simply forget them. So we need to come up with strategies by which we remember them on a regular basis. That's one of the reasons why I've been trying to convince as many of you as I can to start using the New City Catechism. It's a very simple tool that reminds us of the most important things we believe in our Christian faith. A lot of you probably had the experience, if you did go through it, of saying, wow, that's a good question. I kind of know the answer, but I'm not sure how to phrase it. And then when you read the answer in the catechism, you said like, oh, that's a pretty cool way to do it. And yeah, that makes sense. And I could remember that. And you probably went around a year or two and you saw the question again and you kind of remembered the answer, sort of. But it was a lot easier when you looked at the answer and were reminded exactly what it was. We're just about to start year number 3 of using the catechism. Now, I know some of you are using the catechism daily and find it's a great tool. Some of you are kind of trying to use it here and there and haven't really developed a good discipline. I'm sure there are a whole lot of you who think, wow, is Pastor Al still hung up on that stupid catechism thing? How long do we have to put up with it? And guess what? You're going to have to put up with it as long as I'm your pastor or until God calls me home, whichever comes first. Because I think it's a wonderful tool to remind us of the wonderful truths and to teach them to us in ways that we can simply and easily answer somebody else who has questions. How many times have somebody asked you something about Christianity and you fumbled through an answer? This is not a perfect tool, but it's a pretty good one. It's worked for the church for the last 700 or 800 years. So what I'm going to suggest is, once again, we start this week with question number 1 from the New City Catechism. If you need a book that has the questions in it, you can buy one cheap in a church office, either for you or for a child. If you don't even want to buy a book and you've got a smartphone, you can download an app that will have that for you. The question, the answer, the adult answer, the kid's answer, even a song that a kid might learn to sing so that you can learn these well. I promise you that if you faithfully do this, you will learn in a very significant and systematic way the basic truths of the Christian Reformed faith in such a way that not only will you know them, and they will be a comfort and reminder to you, but they will give you tools to talk about your faith with people around you. Don't give up on this. We need to do it again and again and again. We constantly need to remind ourselves of these things, because otherwise we're going to forget. I hope you will join me again for the 3rd year of our using the New City Catechism to learn more about the grace that God has given us. Thanks. Bye.